Greetings ladies, gentlemen and non-binaries, thank you very much for watching and welcome to the road to Openside 3 with special guests Josie Moon and Navy. As always, if you'd like to skip straight to the live concert performance, just click this little area on screen or just skip to that point there. Right there. It is 12 PM on Friday the 25th of October, and as you can see it's a beautiful sunny day, incredibly windy, but it's still nice to have some decent weather after 4 days of straight rain. Now if you're curious as to why this is the road to Openside 3, it's because last year I went to see Openside when they did their No Going Back tour in Palmerston North, and then they opened for Panic at the Disco, so I kind of did like a joint Road to Panic at the Disco 2, Road to Openside 2, so this is technically Road to Openside 3, my fourth time seeing them. My first time, of course, being when I discovered them opening for Fall Out Boy of March last year, and they quickly became one of my favourite bands. They're so good, and I just love them to bits. Now, I have been so incredibly excited about this concert for ages, because 2019 just has not been my year. It's been a rough year from losing friends and family and long-time pets to work troubles, family drama, losing our house that we lived at for nearly 2 years, you know, still paying off that car payment, that $2,000 car payment from way back in March when I did the road to Florence and the Machine, and to top it all off, this year I've been introduced to the wonderful world of degrading mental health, so that's lovely. Now I can relate to a lot more of my friends and family going through similar things, and I know there's always people going through it worse than myself, so I really hope that anyone out there that is coping with that sort of thing is doing well and coping healthily. Myself, I am fortunate that I have people around me, family and friends, to help support me through these tough times, and I greatly appreciate them. But it's always nice to have an event like this to look forward to, because 2018, man, that was like back-to-back concerts, if you recall. Let's see if I can remember this right. There was Fall Out Boy, The Killers, Imagine Dragons, Tamsin went to see Kendrick Lamar, then we had Wolf Alice, I went to see Openside and their No Going Back tour, then we had Passenger, 21 Pilots, and then at the start of 2019 was Florence and the Machine and Arctic Monkeys, so like non-stop tours back to back. Now, Openside did announce around the time, like in between Florence and Arctic Monkeys, so the start of 2019, they announced that they were doing a show, I believe, in the Tuning Fork. Oh, no, it might have been Hollywood. I'll have to double check that. Regardless, they announced that they were doing a show, but because I had just come out of like back-to-back concerts and was low on money and still had like a big debt to pay off, I was like, alright, I love Openside, but I can't really afford to go all the way to Auckland to see them. And I really wanted to, like when they announced they were going to Armageddon and I couldn't afford to, so I was like, you know what, as much as I want to, I have to wait for this one. No sooner had I come to terms with the fact that I wasn't able to go, they announced, hey, the first so-and-so tickets sold. You know, you get to do like a meet and greet, hang out with the band beforehand. I was like, no, it's fine. That's okay. Then over like the coming weeks and months, there was just like a progressive list of announcements that they made that made me wish I had actually, you know, made the effort to go. They announced there would be exclusive merch there, then they announced that Foley would be opening for them, and I love Foley. I discovered them when they opened for their No Going Back tour, and they're great, and I would love to see them as well. They announced that it was going to be their only headline show of the year, well, at least it was at that stage, and then right before they actually did the show, they announced that they were filming a music video there. Now that's the one that like hit me the hardest, because that's like my dream, is to be in a band that I love's music video. Like you see Fall Out Boy's Dead on Arrival, you see The Hype just came out, 21 Pilots released their music video of that, where you see like just a bunch of fans in the video, and it's so cool. When they released that music video, you know, of course I wish I was in it, but I was so glad that they had so many wonderful people there, and it was really cool. They had like interviews with the fans to start with, and I left like this big paragraph worth of stuff in the comment section just saying like, hey, this is your Dead on Arrival moment, like you'll look back at this in a decade's time and be like, I was there in the beginning, I was in one of their music videos. Of course I was gutted I missed out on that experience, but I was happy for those who got to go. Fast forward to a few months ago when they released their new single, If You. Better not say the name, otherwise I might get in trouble. And yeah, it's not my favourite Openside song, but it's still a bop, and I wish they could find a way to play like a radio edit version on the radio. But regardless, they announced it, and shortly afterwards they said, hey, we're coming on tour. So they're going to Wellington, Hamilton, I believe, and Auckland, which is amazing. Obviously, you know, they can't afford to go to Palmy every time, being that it's not the biggest city, and I really hope that everyone in the Manawatu area was able to get a ride to Wellington or manage to make one of the other concerts, because it sucks when people have to miss out on that sort of thing. But, you know, they actually make the effort to tour around New Zealand, whereas international bands, obviously. They come here, and New Zealand is just a tiny island with Auckland as their main city. They don't even know that Wellington's our capital city. Anyway, I've been looking forward to this for ages. I'm so tired. I've been working 7 days a week the last couple of weeks, because school holidays are always a busy time when I work at the cinema. But even after school holidays, I've still been working 7 days. Not heaps of hours, you know, which is a shame. But anyway, my life story is pretty boring. I'm really excited about this. I'm packed. I'm ready to go. So let's go to Wellington. After a quick goodbye to Squeak, of course. Alrighty, got my bags, ready to go. Think I've got enough bumper stickers? I usually don't enjoy driving for more than an hour at a time, but this time was great. There was beautiful weather, great music, good traffic on my side of the road at least. I'm always happy to arrive at the destination safely. That was a really good drive. I basically listened to Vessel, Blurryface and Trench by 21 Pilots. There's nothing like driving along the motorway listening to Jumpsuit, or going along the waterfront listening to Smithereens and Bandito. And we're back here at the Trinity Hotel where we stayed last year for the Killers, and also for Tamsin and my 5-year anniversary, and a couple of weeks ago when we went to see Dylan Moran. So when I said I'd worked every day for the last 4 weeks, I suppose I should have meant, except for the Sunday night when we went to see Dylan Moran, who's a British comedian, really funny guy. Right, I have not had anything since breakfast, so I am going to go to either Sweet Release, or Lord of the Fries, or Burger Liqueur, or just all the amazing places that you can go to get delicious vegan food in Wellington. And yeah, I really just got to emphasise how good that drive was. Normally I'm a bit, not nervous to drive, but long drives really take it out of me. I get quite tired, but no, it was really good. Just had my music, beautiful sun, crazy windy, and it was just a good drive. No idiot drivers. Mostly everybody used their indicators. So yeah, it was a good drive. I ended up spending close to an hour walking around in circles trying to decide where I was going to eat, because not everywhere is open late, and I didn't want to miss out because I had to go home tomorrow. And anyway, I ended up settling on Burger Liqueur, and I had a vegan double standard, the burger is called. Very tasty. I also managed to check out the venue beforehand, just so I knew, where it was, because I really couldn't find it for a while. I have returned to the room. My goodness. Had a nice little look around. It's just too easy to walk into a shop for a minute and then walk out, and it's been an hour and a half. Didn't end up making it to V1 because, well, they closed now. Only just made it to Sweet Release in time, and I missed out on so much stuff, but it's all good. I had to go to New World and I didn't have any, so I went to the Countdown Metro to get Sharpies, because I brought the Character Flaws comic book along, just in case I bump into them town, but also they tend to do meet and greets after the shows, so I'm hoping that I might be able to get them to sign the comic book. And I forgot the Sharpie at home, so I brought a 2-pack, because they only had 2 packs. I've got my Openside shirt on to represent. They updated the times, so rather than the original times that were on the website listing, like where you buy the tickets, actually Openside aren't on until 10:50 p.m. So I now have about 3 hours until the doors open, so I'm going to relax. Probably going to watch whatever movie is on TV, give my babe a call, and then maybe head to Lord of the Fries to get some of those donuts, because I'm craving a snack. That's pretty much exactly what I did and what I'm about to do. I called Tamsin, we had a good little catch up. I heard about her day and she heard about mine. Now I'm going to go to Lord of the Fries and get those delicious donuts. I can't remember if they're like cinnamon or glazed donuts. They're nice either way. They're really nice. So I'm going to snack on those before the concert, because I think I might have my dinner after concert, seeing as I had a late lunch. Anyway, all that exciting food talk. I've got my No Going Back hoodie on that I got from the No Going Back tour, which is actually a size small, so it's yeah, it doesn't fit too well, but it's warm, which is awesome. So I'm gonna go get those donuts, and then I'm gonna make my way to the concert venue. Alrighty, it's 8:28 p.m. The doors are meant to open at 9 p.m, but I'm gonna head down early just in case a few people showed up, because they didn't get the memo that the times changed and decided, they're here early, just let them in anyway. Because I want to get a good enough spot where I can see them and enjoy it, but also be in a position where I'm not going to block short people behind me, because that's just tall people problems at a concert. Anyway, I've got my Openside shirt on. I'm hoping that they're going to sell merch. I mean, they generally do, but just in case, I've withdrawn some cash out so I can get myself a new shirt and hoodie, because to start with I was like, well, I've already got my shirt and hoodie, but I'm like, well, I need another shirt, Noddy. Need, want, it doesn't matter. Alrighty, I've just finished listening to both opening acts, like all their singles, all their songs and that on YouTube, so I'm pumped, I'm ready to go, and of course I already know pretty much every Openside song word for word anyway, because, I mean, I'm not joking, they are amazing, and their songs are amazing, and their music is awesome, and if you're watching this somehow without ever having listened to Openside, then give them a listen. They're great. Like new emo pop punk rock. There you go, that's the best way I can describe them. Anyway, the next thing you'll see will be the concert, so I advise turning the volume down a little bit. Obviously I'm going to show some clips of the opening acts because they deserve mad props, and I actually genuinely enjoy their music as well. So yeah, just adjust volume and enjoy Openside. Okay, so I just came out of like the meet and greet with Openside, and outside I met Louis and Taylor.
Hello.
Now, Taylor was the guy from the Road to Killers who got up and drummed with the Killers. Taylor from Wellington, you were incredible, man. It's amazing. This is such a small world.
For reasons unknown.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
It's 12:44 a.m, which means it's technically Saturday, which means I have to go to work tomorrow. In the meantime though, I am off to get Lord of the Fries for, I was gonna say dinner, but it's more like early breakfast. Oh, I'm so awake with excitement. Alright, I'm gonna get through this quickly. It is 1:15 in the morning. Now, I literally need melatonin tablets to help me get to sleep. I take them at 9 o'clock and they help me to get to sleep by around 11. So I'm going to be shattered tomorrow. Or, well, it's today already, I guess. And tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I need to have a shower because I smell. And then I'm going to bed. I will explain tomorrow the magnificent, unbelievable evening that just transpired. Because there's a lot to unpack, so see you in the morning.
It's 9 a.m. I woke up at 7:45 to use the bathroom. I was like, nope, too early. Go back to sleep, and I just could not get back to sleep. The life of an insomniac. So I've had 5 3/4 hours sleep. Let's do this. All right, let's see what we're working with today. Oh, never mind. Let's see what we're working with today. Is it sunny? Is it overcast? It is. Oh, just a little bit of both. Isn't that nice? I always love this view. It's amazing. Sorry if this video is getting a bit boring. I know it's just me doing a selfie cam 90% of the time, but I'm going to attempt to recall everything that happened last night. Okay. Alright, the construction noises have finally stopped. Okay, first things first, last night, as you know, I headed down about 8:30 p.m. and they were serious about the doors not opening until 9, so I kind of stood there awkwardly leaning up against a little table because all the seats were all not necessarily taken, but there was at least one person at all the seats. I didn't want to be awkward and be like, hey, you mind if I sit here? Hooray for anxious introvert. From what I could tell, there was a couple, and then there was someone with blue hair, someone with purple hair, and then the other people were just like actual patrons of the bar. So we all go in, and I did what I wanted to accomplish, which is get a spot near the front, but off to the side so I wasn't blocking people behind me, which is something that kind of happened in the No Going Back tour last year, so I ended up having to move to the back. Anyway, so I'm leaning up against this big pillar, which I just picked that spot because I thought, right, I'm going to be out of the way there. And it just so happened to be that's kind of like where Josie Moon and Navy were hanging out. So I was standing there like, I'm trying to just be inconspicuous and stay out the way. First up was Josie Moon, and she looked so nervous, but once she got up there, the nerves disappeared. It was amazing. She did a phenomenal opening set, and it was so good. There were a few people there. Obviously not the whole crowd had showed up at that point, which was a shame, but she did amazing, and I love all of her songs. Satellite and Call Me were my personal favorites, and I got some recordings of one of them. And yeah, it was really good. It was really good. And then after she was finished, Navy went up and did her set, and she was brilliant as well, a natural performer. So emotional as well. Some of those songs, like the Breakup EP, I think it was called, and then there's another one coming out soon, so that's going to be a more happy one, she said. But no, it was amazing, and they both did great songs. And for Navy, my favourite songs were the new one, Mad at You, and Subliminal. Oh, so good. Something I learned from the No Going Back tour when John Lemon and Foley and Orange Juice Parade opened for them, and they were like, hey, does anyone here know our songs? And the crowd was kind of silent, and I was like, oh, that's a shame. It'd be nice if someone in the audience actually knew the opening artist's songs. So I made sure to listen to all of Josie Moon's and all of Navy's songs before going, and it was worth it. But there were other people in the audience that actually knew some of Navy's songs, so that was brilliant. I didn't get a chance to catch up with them after and say, hey, that was amazing, but that was amazing. The only thing that almost ruined the mood was there was a group of people off to the side that didn't seem to actually be there for Openside. They just kind of, I don't know, maybe were accompanying their girlfriends or something, and they were talking throughout the entire opening acts, and there was one bloke in particular who was probably drunk. He was very loud, very rude, but I don't think it bothered Josie or Navy, so that's good. And then a group of incredibly tall people just kind of shoved their way to the front, blocking the view for everyone, including myself, even though I had been standing there for almost 2 hours at this point. Thankfully, they kind of, just left to go get beer or whatever. Like I said, they're probably weren't even there for the band. So at least I still got the good view at the end of the night. I got talking with one of the photographers. That was pretty cool. She was showing me how like this cool crystal like creates different effects on the camera. Anyway, Openside were amazing. As you saw by all the footage I just showed, their songs were amazing and full of energy, and there's only so many times I can say amazing. There must have been quite a few technical difficulties, similar to when I went to see Wolf Alice, because PJ was like always crouched down trying to figure things out, and George was in the back being like, I can't hear anything. But they didn't let it affect their performance. They were great. Possum, powerful vocalists, just amazing presence. You got Harry over there strumming away like a champ. You got PJ who, far out, he was right into it. He was headbanging and he was brilliant. And then of course George on the drums, brilliant. Now I've come to expect the 45-minute set from them rather than hoping for a longer set, and thankfully they had their set list just sellotaped on the front of the stage, so I kind of had a peek. I was like, oh yeah, I know what songs they're going to play. And it was, you know, their greatest hits, everything from episode 1 and episode 2, their non-album singles like No Going Back, I Feel Nothing, and the new one, If You. And then they played some good oldies like Worth It and Pushback. Oh man, I love Pushback live. That's such a fun song. They just go off the rails. And I wasn't going to record this one because I already recorded like a full version of it last year. But when they performed Letting It Out, Possum went over to the keyboard and they did like this really emotional like acoustic opening for it. And it was a really different way of performing that song. As you saw, if you want to, I don't know, click the link in the description to watch the live performance. It's a vertical video, so it may look a bit weird if you're watching it on a laptop or a TV, but oh, it was amazing. You had PJ, George, and Harry all drumming away. It was phenomenal. I did my best to make sure that people behind me could see. If I could tell that they were recording, I would duck down just so they could get, you know, some good footage. Long story short, I loved it. Performance was brilliant. My highlight, I think, was when PJ looked up and he saw that I was recording. He looked right at the camera and was like, yeah, it was so good. The show wraps up. The band say thank you very much. They disappear out back, you know, to have a beer, use the bathroom, get changed or whatever. A whole bunch of the people leave, and then there's like a small crowd hanging about afterwards. Now, I had brought the Character Flaws comic book with me, you know, in case they did a meet and greet afterwards, which they usually do, so that I could get them to sign it. Little did I know I would get a lot more than just signatures from this wonderful band. I'm gonna try and focus this up because I know the video is running a bit long, but long story short, I waited patiently because obviously loads of people were wanting photos and they were all getting individual photos and that, and I thought, well, it's alright, I'll just wait patiently, and because I didn't have any friends there that would take a photo with me or vice versa, so I kind of just waited patiently. And at one point George walked over. I think he was either going to help pack up or something, and I just went up to him and said, hey, thank you so much for sending me your copy of Pushback EP. If you didn't know, again, last year on the No Going Back tour, I talked to them afterwards, like after the show, and mentioned like, hey, where can I get a copy of this album? And they were like, oh, you can't get it anymore. Oh, we know you're Twitter guy. They called me Twitter guy, and I got like partially recognized, and that meant a lot to me. And George actually said he would send me his own personal copy of Pushback EP, which I have and I listen to all the time, and it's great. And my partner got them to sign it when she went to the Armageddon Expo last year. I never actually got to thank him personally, so I thanked George personally. I said, thank you so much for that. And he was like, oh, no worries, man, no worries. And it was just really cool. We had like a quick chat, and then he was the first one to sign my comic book. PJ walks over, a little bit inebriated, and he's like, dude, high five, you were moshing hard, man. I was vibing off you all night. It was great. So that was amazing. As I said earlier, there was a point during Pushback where he looked up and he saw that I was recording, and we kind of like had that connection moment where he's like, yeah. So to think that I was influencing one of my favorite bands, even if just for a song or two, was great. But wait, there's more. So as the crowd starts to disperse and that everyone's getting their like individual photos with certain band members, they're packing up. A couple of them are drinking beers. I'm just sitting there quietly waiting, and I'm a bit not anxious, but like awkward, because I'm sitting there at a table with a felt pen and a comic book, like, does this look weird? I hope it doesn't look weird, but I know it looked weird. Close to an hour goes by, and George, the absolute legend, kind of like rounded up everyone and was like, guys, this person's waiting for a photo. Shall we head on over? So that was the first time I actually got to meet Possum and Harry, and it was great. We had our photo. Rosemary was kind enough to take our photo, and then, like, I know this is going to sound cheesy, but like, one of my wildest dreams came true, I guess. We had a good conversation, me and all 4 members of the band, and they recognized me again, and they're like, Divinator, hey, I know you from Instagram and Twitter, and then we got talking about like messages I had sent and things we had discussed when I met them last year. And in the end, I ended up getting on a first name basis with them. They're like, hey, what's your actual name? Hey, Dylan. And it was high fives and hugs all around. It was amazing. Like, I always tell myself, like, right, if you meet a celebrity, just stay calm. You know, like, they're just people and that. When I met Brandon Flowers, I was a bit flustered, but I did my best to remain professional. And it's the similar situation with this. Like, they're not world superstars, but to me, they kind of are. I kept telling myself beforehand, they're just people, just play it cool. And I did, but obviously on the inside, I'm literally like, ah! So yeah, high fives and hugs from Possum, PJ, George, and Harry. Got to have a good talk with Rosemary after as well. And just, they were just saying like, hey, you just message us next time you come to a show. And it's just awesome. They appreciated my support because I don't know if I do it consciously, but I kind of just like and retweet pretty much all their tweets. Because, I mean, that's what you do when you love a band, right? I'm still learning how to use Instagram effectively, but yeah, it was great. They asked for my Instagram so they could send me the photos they took. After a good 20 minutes of chatting and that, I get this notification on my phone. I barely have any Instagram followers. All I do is post pictures of my rats. Woo! Said my goodbyes. They went out back to, I guess, pack up and, you know, head home. So I went outside, and outside there were a couple of guys sitting down, you know, having a smoke, and I thought I recognized one of them because I thought he may have been someone from the No Going Back tour that I hung out with. I was really hoping to catch up with them again, but I couldn't find them. I don't even know if they're at the concert. Anyway, so I go up to talk to these people. I'm like, are you Dylan? And I'm like, yes. Did you do a vlog of the Killers? Yes. I was the person that got picked from the crowd to drum during the Killers. What a small world. So we got chatting. Obviously, I got that little bit of footage from them. It was so awesome. That Taylor guy, he was really cool. And I found out they actually are in a band, so I'm going to link them in the description as well. Holloway Holidays. They only had 11 subscribers. I was number 12, so I don't know. Even if 1 or 2 people who watch this video go check them out, that'd be awesome. While I was talking to them, Harry, George, and PJ left, and they were, you know, hitting the town, and they said, bye, Dylan. First name basis, one of my favourite bands. That's awesome. That means a lot to me. I said goodbye to my new friends. I went back to the hotel quickly. I called Tams and let her know how my evening was going. She was only just heading off to bed because it was about 12:30 at that stage. And poor babe, she's got to go to work at 8:30. I changed out of my sweaty concert outfit, chucked on something warm, went to Lord of the Fries for dinner/breakfast. And as I was sitting there waiting for my order, Possum and Rosemary walked in with one of their friends. So I got like another sort of mini chat with them. I'm like, oh, hi, nice to talk to you. And it was cool. It was really cool. But then I sort of calmed down, so it was a more casual, like, hey, thank you for an amazing show. I really look forward to the next show that you do in Wellington or Palmy or just whenever I can make it. And then they sent me the photos and sent me a really nice message. And like, I was high on energy because it really is just one of those things where I never imagined that it would actually happen. It's one of those things where it's like, oh man, how cool would it be if you got to hang out with one of your favorite bands? And that kind of happens. That's actually what happens. They signed my comic, you know, hugs and high fives and photos. I'll say this now, this is like one of my favorite things from when I very first discovered Openside. Like, I know they're not huge, like internationally, maybe not even in New Zealand, but still, they are musicians. They are recognizable, but they are so down to earth. Like, they were cool with everyone. They must be exhausted after putting on a show and after, you know, flying from one city to the other, and they still come out afterwards and they talk to everyone. They make time for everyone and they talk to them. And then for people like me, where they actually recognize me and bother to learn my name and be like, hey, we know you, and actually have conversations that you've, like, going off of what you've talked to them like a year ago. That's awesome. They are great people, and it is an honor to be recognized by them. And I love being a fan of theirs. They are truly amazing. For any reason, Possum, PJ, George, Harry, or Rosemary are watching this, thank you so much for making my night. You people are wonderful. Sorry for rambling on a bit there, but I was very happy. Here's my signed comic, and George even put like a nice little note on the back when I told him about the CDs. So that's cool. I'm going to put that somewhere very safe where it will never get damaged. Man, that's cool. Anyway, I need to get food and pack. I am so tired. I need food. I need energy so I can drive home safely. And then start wrapping this video up because it's gone for too long, but
Just excited. I just spent $64 in V1 vegan. And I'm only just having breakfast now. Okay, so I went to V1 first, and I was too early, so I had to wait for a quarter of an hour for them to open. Then I spent $65 in there. Like, every time I go on a concert, I seem to have no money, but this time I actually did have money, so I may have gone a bit overboard, but it's worth it, because I got some delicious vegan food for myself and my family. Then I went to Lord of the Fries, had chicken and waffle for breakfast, and then I went to EB Games to cancel my Call of Duty pre-order. Then I went to JB Hi-Fi, got an album that I had been waiting to receive from Mighty 8 for ages, but they can't get stock, so I just got it there instead. And then on my way back to the hotel, I was like, right, I'll stop by that sweet lolly shop around the corner to get something for Tamsin's brother. And as I turned the corner, there's Harry, George, and PJ just standing there. So I had another good little catch up with them. It was all good. And they complimented my hoodie. I knew it was a good idea wearing the Openside hood. And then I went into the sweet shop, and as I exited the sweet shop, Navy was standing there. So I got to actually talk to her and say, hey, last night was incredible. Love your music. Looking forward to the new EP. Now I need to pack because there is so much stuff everywhere. And I have about half an hour, so I need to stop recording and just pack. Goodbye room. What's the time? Oh, yep. I need to get going. Back to Wanganui. Back home again. Beautiful day. Another good drive. Until as soon as I got back to Wanganui, some idiot cut me off in traffic. Oh well. At least I'm back to see my rat, who is fast asleep. Doesn't want to come out to say hello? Okay. I won't waste time making an overdrawn outro. Instead, I will thank you all very much for watching. Thank you Josie Moon, Navy, Rosemary Possum, PJ, George, and Harry. Thank you to Openside. Thank you to everyone involved with getting them to Wellington, getting them on tour, and of course, thank you to the members of the band. It was an amazing experience, and I'm really, really looking forward to the next single, next album, next EP, next tour, next anything. This is a band full of wonderful people that I always enjoy seeing their music, and always enjoy getting to talk to them as well. Thank you guys again for watching. Check out any of the other Road 2 videos if you're curious, and especially check out the live performances because they were so good. Thank you again for the third time for watching. I'll see you next time.